so we're back. We got Greg here and Shane. We're just going to go over what we shot today, even though you were a stage behind us.
I was a squad behind you, yeah.
Yeah, so you went ahead and shot 9, the Hello Headhunter.
Yes.
Tell us how that went. Did you need a refresher? You got it.
Yeah, that went pretty well actually. It was that the helicopter?
Helicopter 274, 164, 197 on the command shooter will take modified prone position in the helo and engage target ZVSS with 2 rounds each in that order. Then move to the strap. You have to shoot off the strap?
I shoot off the strap. Yeah.
How'd that go?
The strap was tough. So I did get 2 out of the 4 shots on the strap, so I'm okay with that. That was the 2 I dropped. So I got 8 out of 10 on that stage. And
were you able to use tripod or anything, or was it in the helicopter you had nothing?
you didn't have any time.
Gotcha.
So yeah, it was modified prone. And yeah, by the way, they just jumped this on me that we're doing a podcast.
We're eating it, and it's like,
Oh, it's fine. Let's just do it. Well, we kept talking about the match anyway, so I was like, oh, let's just record some good footage.
So I'm just going off my horrible memory here.
Yeah, yeah.
But yeah, so it was modified prone, kind of just on my knees on the side of the helicopter going through. The hardest part was actually on that modified prone, making sure you could see, because there was a post that was out there like 100 yards that was in the way of one of the targets. So you kind of had to get that exactly perfect, and you were just skimming that post. So,
Yeah.
the strap was the first target, first angle was pretty tough. It was a little wobbly. Then the second one, you kind of twisted just right, and was able to load into it, and it was like shooting offhand, where it had that wiggle.
Yeah.
It was consistent.
Yeah, it was timed,
so I
yeah.
just first hit the trigger, just timed it, and
Yeah.
I hit both shots.
So you're talking about the strap and how you leaned into it.
Yeah.
So we were kind of talking about this earlier, and I know Brody and some other people were talking about it. Is the strategy to push in or to pull back? Because I've heard both. I've heard you lean into it, but I've also heard like pull it back essentially to you.
Because you did well in the triangle and square or diamond one, didn't you? That suspended.
Yeah, did very well on that one.
So what'd you do? Pull back, push forward, let it hang?
Let it hang, but I was mostly able to get my left hand, so like either on my knee or something to get up there and kind of stabilize it. Again, kind of the same thing. Time it, get a movement going.
Yep.
The strap on the 2 I hit, I was loading into it. Of course, I didn't get the chance to try both methods.
Yeah.
But yeah, I loaded into it and it seemed to lock up pretty good.
And for people listening, a perspective here, every stage is 1 minute 30 seconds.
Listening and watching.
Or listen, oh yeah, true. 1 minute 30 seconds for everything at this match, and round counts vary between 8 to 12 or 7 to 12. I think 7 was the lowest, 12 was the highest so far, at least today.
We had a 7?
Yeah, we had a 7.
7 position, 7. We'll get over that.
Oh, I don't remember that one.
The Bison.
All right.
Okay. Yeah, we'll get
We're getting to that one. So, all right. So stage 10. This is one that we all shot.
Yep.
8 rounds, 80 points. You had that finger or the vertical, and then you had the horizontal, and it was out. So 94, 125, 201, and 266. And we had a good discussion about this, didn't we, Shane?
We did.
So P and
this
Q at 201 and 266, when you looked at it, they were kind of stacked on top of each other from my angle.
Oh yeah.
Didn't it go like...
But then when you went to the right and you were prone, because you had to shoot it prone, you couldn't see those placards, because there was placards on all these that said N, O, P, and Q. So P and Q you could not see.
And they looked like almost the same distance too.
They looked the same distance, same size. I'm like, And then I remember looking at my glass, I'm like, all right, this one kind of looked more left.
Yep.
P looked a little more left at 201, and then Q looked a little bit more right. So my wife, you might see the footage here, but my wife's even heard me say, well, that doesn't help.
Yeah.
Because it was
I did the
tough.
same exact thing there. I was like, what? And I kind of asked a question. I was like, you know,
I know, I about asked too. I'm like,
I was like, what
you
am I
on the
doing?
left or right? You know?
Because, well, so we had talked about this already, that on that stage, again, you're in a championship match, there's what, 12 people per squad?
12 people per squad.
It's really hard to get 12 tripods or 12 people's gear directly behind the
Because we also have tents.
Yeah, there's tents, there's ROs, they're trying to get the most lined up line.
Yeah.
So I was like, screw it, I'll go off by myself to the left. So I could see all the placards, I had my noise, or like the shooting ear, I took those out, I don't know why I had those in. But, so I was in my own world, sitting there, and I'm like, okay, well, it just goes left to right.
Mm-hmm.
Well, when I got down prone, you couldn't see that. I didn't know that. I was like half, almost to the bottom, so I just was not paying attention.
Yeah.
I didn't hear anyone else complain about it. And then I went down and I was like, well, it's a 50-50 gamble here because the same exact size, they look the same exact distance, and I can't see the blackberries. And I'm like, all right. So I shot, and I missed. Shot, so vertical missed, horizontal missed. The next one I shot, and I actually hit it because I hit the very bottom. Because it was like the long range one.
Yep.
And I just happened to hit,
because it was vertical.
Yeah.
You had to shoot vertical first,
yeah,
and horizontal.
So I can't remember if it was either the farthest one or the one before that. I happened to hit the very bottom, and I was like, what? And I was like, I think I shot the wrong order. And I was like, okay, yeah, that was my mistake.
Yeah.
But
how'd it work out for you, Greg?
That one I was 9 out of 10 there. So I noticed the same thing on the two farthest what do you want to call it, arrays or placards that I had to second guess myself. I did kind of actually use my reticle there a little bit to see that one was just barely bigger than the other, and so I still wasn't sure when I sent that first round.
That's what
I kind of had. I had a hunch. I was looking at it. I think that one's a little bit bigger, so I took a shot. I dropped one shot. I think it was actually one of the horizontal ones that went over, but
nope, it was my first shot. I dropped it.
Oh, did you?
Because they even said, hey, 2 tenths left. I'm like, all right, cool. I do 2 tenths, missed it. It just went off the right. I'm like, are you kidding me? But it was seriously, it was like a little thicker than my thumb.
Yeah, it was the first
100 or 94 yards.
Yeah, the first two sets of targets, the vertical was your wind call had to be dead on.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So a lot of people got their butt kicked on wind with that. The wind wasn't bad all day except for about 15 minutes.
Yeah, because we had that rainstorm come in and kind of picked up. And
I wish that wind stayed the whole day. I love that wind. That was the best wind.
Yeah.
That's my home.
Stage 11 was Cowboy, Ketchup
That's
by
the net.
MPA. Is that the net?
That was the net one.
All right.
Or it said holes, but it's the net.
Yeah.
All right, so this one was 10 rounds at 108 yards. You had this cowboy-looking thing, but you had a net, like a cargo net to go around big pallets and stuff like that type of deal. A military-looking cargo net. And they had it tight, though.
Yeah.
It wasn't like a loose net. You
No.
had to work your way in and out and get caught on.
It was tight with like webbing material.
And I think our whole squad, just went across the one row from right to left and used tripod rear. Just
Well, no,
boom, boom, boom.
a lot of us didn't use the first and the last one.
Oh yeah, the
You could
first
use
and the last
middle,
one, but we just
because
used the middle
There was
5.
like, what, 7 technically positions, or 7 wide
Yep,
boxes.
because you had one on each side.
And there was, what, 5 or 6 high? Or no, you only could use 3 high, but I think
But
it
yeah,
was
you
5
can only
or
use the
6
3 rows.
Yeah.
but-
So a lot of us started one in and ended one out. So then we had enough room. We all used, I don't know about your squad, we used tripod rear support.
We had one guy, the first guy up there tried to use a tripod, and he got his butt kicked on the time. So he got a pretty low score.
Did he deploy it?
Yeah, well, yeah.
So we kept it. We had one of the tripods in our group had a taller tripod, but fully collapsed was still really tall, and it was just perfect enough for us to clamp it, and so we didn't have to actually.
Yeah.
Not clamp it, we put our hand around it.
Yeah. His was long enough he had to manipulate it a little bit. Not much, but still.
That takes up your time.
Yeah. And then just the transition with the tripod, I think, just burned him. And he managed to hit when he shot, but he lost a lot of points with time.
Yeah, we just start from the right, drugged along with us.
Shot, but he lost a lot of points with time.
Yeah, we just start from the right, drugged along with us.
Most of the guys on our squad, and I tried it, because the two sides were wood.
Mm-hmm.
Most of the guys tried to pin up against the wood.
Yeah.
And
Which you were allowed to do. They clearly said you're allowed, because a lot of matches won't let you do that.
Yeah.
And that they said you could.
I did that, and as I was loading in, I noticed all of a sudden, because the wood's stable, but the one side again, I had a horizontal movement.
It almost looked like the edges had. You're right. Like it was almost more movement on both sides than the middle seemed actually more stable.
Yeah. If I could shoot again, I would go totally different. Because it was a skinny target too, and I had movement this way, so I think I got 2 on that. I kicked my butt.
Oh really?
Yeah,
Oh.
I kicked my butt.
I don't think we did.
I mean, I did that on all of them, but I don't think I did that. That was.
Yeah.
I had my fair share of
great,
rough
but-
stages. I don't know where.
11. I got a 7 on that one. It wasn't bad. It, like I said, we used tripod rear. It felt good. This one though. Stage 12, hangman. With the diamonds and the squares literally hung up by a rope. So you're suspended out in no man's land. You got this diamond thing, you put your bag here and it's hanging from a rope.
One rope.
Yeah.
One.
So
Was it
then
a rope or a chain?
It was a rope.
It was a rope.
Yeah, because we were kidding around like, oh, tonight would be just awful if those were ropes were cut, you know? Shoot.
Oh,
that and the
no.
other stage, oh, shoot. So yeah, we talked about that.
Because we talked about this a while ago, and we both have conflicting opinions on this. So you thought it was a pretty good stage.
Yeah, because it tested,
Yeah.
being a championship match, I believe that it tested shooters.
Yeah.
Because
It did.
some shooters go out and get training.
Yep.
And I know Chris Simmons, in his classes, he teaches how to shoot that.
Yeah.
And those people, Greg in our squad?
Stuart?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He did really well because he took Chris's course and knew how to approach that or how to brace his gun and stuff like that.
How did he do it?
What do you say, lean back?
I think he pulled back. Brody did the same thing, but I think he said he let it. He did really good too. Brody did. He let it free pretty quick. He just like let it sit there and just like as little pressure on it as possible.
Yeah.
And he did really good. I free recoiled as well. So my conflicting part in this stage is, or how we differ here is, I think it was a good stage, but like if you've never shot something like that, there's not a lot of places you can shoot something like that. There's not a lot of props like that. So I feel like as a championship match, it should be hard, but it should be something that almost everyone has. Like it shouldn't be an unfair advantage, but then again, I understand.
Yeah, it
Nationals
shouldn't be an
last year
unfair
had the
advantage,
car,
but-
like the train. When are you gonna shoot that?
Yeah.
When how often you shoot a helicopter?
Yeah.
So I can understand. I see both sides of it.
Yeah.
Just my opinion. I think. And again, I didn't do that bad on it, but I thought it was an okay stage. I wouldn't say it was terrible, but it was okay. I wish it wasn't there, but it's not there anymore.
Yeah.
I got pretty lucky in that one. I actually, I dropped 2 shots in the last target, and that was it.
Okay.
And it was, so, the top 2, the target was pretty big. So it was got the rifle in there and kind of almost, I didn't put pressure in either way. I kinda settled for and did my best to kind of let the wiggle stop and not influence the rifle. And then ran it, shot, ran the bolt. Oh crap, I gotta let the rifle settle back down after running the bolt.
right.
It took a while and managed to go through. And on the bottom 2 squares, I went Indian style.
Oh, like
So-
crisscross, like
Yeah, so I actually sat my butt down Indian style, put my elbows on my knees, and then I had this hand on my knee, gripping the, kind of dampening the
to like
swing.
countering the swing.
Correct.
So there was, so if you're listening, there's 2 diamonds, 2 squares.
Yeah.
And I think it went square, diamond, or something like
Yeah,
they were kind of
they were
opposite of
opposite
each other.
corners.
Yes.
Yeah.
So did you do like some people say they're gonna do an end, like go like this?
Yeah.
How'd you do it?
So I went top left, top right,
Oh.
and then went. I'm trying to remember. I went back down to the bottom left
Yep.
because remember that left-hand target.
So you did a
Yes.
Z type of deal.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yeah. And my thinking there is, I'm old, I'm fat. Gravity helps. I go down faster than I go up. So.
So the minute you don't have to get up again.
Correct.
Yeah.
So when I'm pressed for time, I will always prefer to move down. So.
Yeah, let gravity help you out.
And then I was kind of thinking too, the longer shots, with that approach, being able to anchor my elbows.
Yeah.
I was feeling it's going to be steady.
Because I did bottom right for the farthest target, just so I could be closer to the ground and feel good about it. But
A lot of guys were doing on the bottom right, they're finishing up and they're doing a modified prone.
yeah.
Where like they would lay on
Yeah, someone in our squad did that. Had a big
Yeah.
pump pillow, did modified prone, and then they were
Yeah.
just all crunched up in there.
So from the targets too, I think every target was visible from all positions, but certain ones had a more clear sight on the target.
Target 1 you could only see from the left side.
Okay, so
Ish.
ish.
I didn't really
You
check.
could-
I thought I could see the top of his head type of deal.
You
but
could. You
that's
could
not-
see the top of his head from the right hand side.
Yeah.
So what I did is I went top left, top right, bottom left, bottom right.
Mhm.
So I kept,
Yeah.
something similar to that, like
Yeah.
either a Z pattern.
Yeah.
Because you had it, I think you almost had to finish on the bottom right. You had to start on the top left.
Mhm.
Would have been the smoothest. Now you don't really want to do it.
Yeah. Type of deal. Then you go 13, 7 times charm. That's the Bison tactical. So, there was a KOL at 79 yards, and I thought it was a good prop. But being the Bison tactical, you had to use the Bison tactical udder, which is plastic beads, not sand.
I don't like that.
And I don't know, it wasn't. I
It was
don't know.
overfilled. They had too much fill in it.
all that too.
Overfilled with plastic.
And you couldn't use your plate. You couldn't use your grass plate. You couldn't do
I
it.
think they let you use a rear bag.
You could use a tripod. You could use a pump pillow. You could do all that, but you had 7 shots, 7 different targets, all at the same range. Just boom, boom, boom. You shoot left one, shot the left target, move, and you just kept going.
7 shots, 7 positions.
Yeah, and it was.
I think it would have been a good stage if you could use your own bag.
Yeah.
Or
It would've been great.
did they make like a sand film?
No,
I don't know.
because it gets too heavy.
So I guess that's the point of their thing. That's meant to be light.
I was struck. That was when I was starting to struggle. I needed more of this stuff. And I was starting to
really?
have a little bit of mental, before I ran back to the car, I got more Gatorade and electrolytes, and
Yeah.
I did not do well on that stage.
It was very hot. So like we're talking what, almost 90 degrees, if not in the 90s.
Yeah, it was.
And 80 some odd % humidity.
Yeah.
It was 100 for a little bit.
Was it?
Well, yeah, because it rained.
What does that mean? Is that it got hot. It was humid. There was, I think, multiple shooters that had to go to the cool off area
Yeah.
and cool down. Did anyone get IVs? Do we know? There was people over. Apparently, some said they had like IVs.
My wife got an IV.
She did. She went and got like water and
Okay.
cooled down, but she was just a spectator, and she
It
made the
was-
decision to walk all the way back to the truck and come back. And when she got back, she was like, "That was a dumb idea. I am way too hot for my
Oh, yeah,
speed."
it was rough.
I think I drank 8 of these during the match.
I think I almost finished.
I had a bottle of water, if not 2 every stage, and then I had some, not liquid IVs, but wherever I get my protein from, they have some
Yep.
small caffeine and
Yeah.
rehydrate, stuff like that, so I was down
Yeah. I mean, I
a
drank
little
8 of
bit
these,
both.
and I still drank probably a bottle of water per stage.
Yeah, well,
So,
I think I went through 2 a stage almost.
Yeah.
And then it was funny though too. Like a lot of people, like you could tell how hydrated people were
Yep.
and how so like
I was feeling good all day.
You
like,
felt
I
good.
came back and I'm like, all right, let's keep going.
I got a little bit miserable throughout like the middle of the day, and then I kind of just. I mean, I was drinking water. I had a
Yeah.
liquid IV, and then I kind of felt fine.
you
No,
could
it's
see it, like people were starting to kind of,
Yep.
they had a mental, you could see their brain just wasn't quite.
Yeah, like when you came to talk to me, I was like, dude, I'm zoned out. Like,
Yeah.
I'm just,
I could tell you were focused.
I was getting focused, and you're over here like, hey, but what about this? I'm like, I have no idea. Like, I don't know.
Well, like, I was trying to talk it. I
You're like, what are you even doing? I'm like, I honestly don't know. I don't know if I was looking at my rifle. I have no idea.
You were in there. I was like, I walked up and I like, I got.
But I was feeling good. I wasn't dehydrated. I didn't feel. I was just
You
like,
were in your
yeah,
mode. Yeah.
yeah.
It was funny. So Josh from Pursuit of Accuracy YouTube
Yeah.
channel.
Yeah.
I've talked to him several times on the phone, never met him in person until yesterday, and we had a long chat yesterday. Of course, it was hot, and so like end of the day today, we ran into each other. And of course, Jersey was like, "Oh, hey, man, it's nice to finally meet you in person." I'm like, "Dude, we chatted yesterday," and you could tell he was just. He's like, "Oh yeah, we did." Because again, it was just everybody's brain was kind of shut down as they were running low on electrolytes.
Fatigue is
No,
going
I
to
was
be a
feeling
big.
I think tomorrow.
Yeah.
Because I know there's, I don't remember if it was you that told me or someone else told me, like, there was another guy and he's like, I don't know if he's going to make it tomorrow. And I'm like,
Yeah.
who knows?
I think I even had a bad morning, and I think I did better in the afternoon, and I recovered better. But like you're saying, I wonder how many people will be opposite, where, and that was my.
They
own
started
thought.
good, and then
Started
they
good, and then
started
what, like
tapering
how
off.
people are just like, I want to get to the end of the day, 7 rounds, I'm done. Like I
Yeah.
wonder how people the last couple stages a day were just.
Or like if there was a difficult stage of different targets going this way, like Greg on 20. We'll get to it, but
Yeah.
he engaged the wrong target 3 times.
Yeah.
So things like that.
Yeah.
So anyway, the Bison Tactical, I would love to shoot it again with my bag just to see if I could make a difference. But
Yeah.
I think a lot of us in our squad definitely felt that way.
You didn't do bad though, did you?
I got a 4 out of 7. So not
I don't
great.
remember what I got. I think I got more than that. I think that was taken.
X marks the spot presented by Manners. So 10 rounds, started at like 258, went far to near 5 different positions.
Yeah,
So
the reverse-
258 down to 94.
The reverse troop line.
Oh, was that the IF6?
Yes.
Yeah.
All right, huge targets, cleaned it, let's go.
Same here.
It was basically just the big IF6. Today we had what, 3 mile per hour wind?
Yeah.
2 mile per hour?
Yeah-ish.
I think I had, my Kestrel was like 1 to 3, and then I'm like, well, that feels weird. So I put like 2 to 3. And
It was a solid barricade too.
yeah, it was
Yeah.
a solid barricade.
It shouldn't have
They
been.
had like a
150.
diamond, and then they had 2 points going up, but it was super solid.
Yeah.
So
Big
I even shot off the top left, the point, I shot the far target.
Yeah, so I
Yeah,
did
but the
that.
target was
I saw
like-
that. I'm like, why don't you take the most stable for the farthest?
I agree with you.
Yeah.
But it was just, again, gravity.
Yeah.
Huge. I did that too. Huge target.
Yeah.
Yes, like
Huge target. And again, like I said, gravity. And I
Yeah.
was plenty stable off.
Yeah, I think I went
every
left
position was
2
stable,
tenths,
regardless.
3 tenths is all I
Yeah.
did. Because either way, the plate was going to catch it. If it was straight up, I was still plenty on plate. If it was small breeze, whatever, it was going to catch it.
that was the stage where I found out my data was completely off. I was 8/10 off.
Yeah. Oh yeah, you didn't do as well as the rest of us on that one, did you?
No, I did terrible all day. But with that being said, my first few stages where I thought I did decent,
Yeah.
come to find out, I swapped Kestrel profiles like 2 weeks ago, thinking I built a good data, but never tested it past 200. Anything after like 180 did not line up. Actually, at the far target, I was 8/10 off. I swapped back to my normal Kestrel, whatever, profile, and it lined up the rest of the day. So,
Yeah.
Do some drop scale factor.
because the other one I've used
Who
before.
experiments right before a match? Hey,
Listen,
I crushed
right
with this
before
match.
Nationals, actually,
Oh,
I
gosh.
did it the Friday before Nationals,
What a
before I
goofball.
left out of town to come here. So.
So that one, we all cleaned it, went over your issues, you got it fixed though. Stage 15, the spool and gate. So you had a spool, and then you had, you had to shoot off the left of the spool, and then the center of the spool, then go to the gate. It had 5 or 4 different positions.
Something like that. You
4 or
could
5.
choose.
Then you could pick. Well, I chose a higher one,
Yep.
so my arm didn't hit the spool.
That's what I did.
And then you had to go back to the other spool.
I did the opposite. I chose a lower one so I could actually post my arm.
I agree, but I was worried that you had touched the red.
So we're
So,
not allowed to touch the.
No, good.
What do you mean touch the red?
well, like if they expect you have to be touching
Oh,
the red.
so I'm
Well, they
saying-
had it thin
Yeah.
red. I'm like, shoot, my bag
told us you
play.
could be anywhere on that rung.
Oh, they did not tell us
yeah.
that. You had
I
to be
heard
red.
on red. Is what
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, so I wasn't that far over, but nonetheless, I did that so I could post right onto that anchor my elbow. And
It was still sturdy, and it wasn't that far of a target.
Yeah.
Which target were you shooting?
169 at UU. Bad.
Yeah.
somewhere.
That was another one. I cleaned it. It felt good.
I didn't play anything today, but I did like that stage.
Yeah.
I got 9 on
Yeah, it was 2 good stages.
Yeah.
Build confidence back after
Yeah.
that Bison tactical
Speak for yourself.
4 out of 7 type of deal.
I did terrible today.
And stage 16, the LP barricade. Yeah, we did talk about this. So that was a ZZ, that was target marker, 12 rounds, 193 yards. You had to shoot 6 different positions, 2 shots each, and that was large and small diamonds out there. I wish I could redo this one. I think I did okay, but I wish I could redo it. I don't know. Let's see, 16. I only got 7, so yeah, I definitely wish I could redo it. But it just felt really good. But 12 rounds, 90 seconds.
It was a time crunch.
Yeah.
I know I did well on it. I can't remember what I did because you guys sprung this on the last minute. My notes are in the hotel.
Yeah, no worries. But it was just like go up, and then I went down, and then I went across, or one way or the other. I think I started left, went up, across, down, and then I went to. There was an L and a P, and we talked about it as a squad before we started. Like, why are people not using the L?
Yeah.
I used
Because
the P.
yeah, you had the L and the P, but it's very thin middle, and it's like, why not use the L? You can just drop your gun in. And then we looked at it. It was the plate.
Yeah.
People weren't using it because of the plate, so it was like, okay, so we stuck with the P.
Okay. Because I didn't hear you guys talk about that. Because I read the P. I'm like, I thought the P was a better position than the L.
I originally tried to mid stage. I was going to use the L because, so it was very thin metal, but it was very close to the cross bracket.
Yep.
So I was kind of hoping if I shoved a game changer in there, it would have a little more support.
Yep. That's what I was thinking too.
Like,
And it was lower to the ground.
yeah, in a hurry, I just couldn't quite get everything in there, and at last minute, it banded one over the P. And,
Gotcha.
Yeah, I think I dropped one on the P, and then I realized I should have flipped the game changer over.
Yep.
Yes, that's what I did.
Because mine just went.
Yeah,
I flipped it to give it that more
Yeah.
rigid.
I just was too pressed for time and threw it in there and went, okay, I don't have time. And it
Yeah.
just went. But
Yeah.
that was a fun stage.
Yeah. 17 was not. That was the jump rope. So you had to shoot off top rope.
Do we have to talk about
That
that?
was like burpees.
Oh, God.
I'm fat. I don't want to do burpees.
No, it wasn't. It wasn't that bad. I didn't think not for like burpee wise on a hot day, but it
No,
was
no, no.
just you're shooting off a thin rope that went across, and then you had to go prone, shoot the far target at 267, then go back up to the rope at 167, shoot that twice.
The middle rope.
Yeah, the middle rope, and then you go back down prone and shoot the far one again. So 8 rounds, but it was a rope we used tripod rear.
Yeah.
Got down, had to move the tripod out of the way, and then get back up, get the tripod back,
Yeah.
and then get prone. I timed out.
Yeah, I did too. I kicked my butt. I
Yep.
barely did anything. I noticed, like, I made a mistake there. I should have run my Parker plate up and actually ran the rope off my Parker plate because I got on the rope.
Just bareback
it was
this?
just it was just straight on my Parker up at the end.
Oh, yeah.
And it was just all over the place.
I can't really talk about that stage because that's when my mag catch broke.
Yeah.
So I got 3 shots off because my gun wouldn't feed. So.
Yeah.
But still, burpees. I'm fat. I don't want
Yeah.
to. I don't want to go down and up.
Yeah.
It wasn't that bad of a stage.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got a whopping 2 on that, so we can forget about that one.
You got a 1?
Got a 1.
Yeah, you came over, you're like, I got a 1. I'm like, I got a 2. It's not like I made leaps and bounds on you.
Yeah.
I'm interested to see
But
what-
the other guys in my squad, our squad,
What stage was that?
they did all right. So that was
I don't think scores are supposed to be
There.
Oh, they are.
17. Yeah, I'm kind of curious where I'm at.
Yeah. Well, yeah, you can't really. So
I want to compare to my squad.
that's what I'm saying. So
That's
right
what I
now,
wanna
our
see.
squad, I think the highest person I saw was Chris Garcia and
Oh, good for him.
the other L3 shirt, Joshua Langley.
Joshua Langley.
I think those were the 2 highest.
Yeah. So 18, 12 rounds. That was PP at 126, 126, and that was 12 shots, 12 different positions, same target.
Oh.
That one. So I use a schmedium in my plate typically, but this was 12 shots, 12 positions. So I borrowed someone's plate bag. I don't have my own. So I borrowed one, and my barricade stop wasn't tall enough to stop my rifle.
Oh.
So I went to load into it, and my rifle just kept going.
Oh no.
Was this
I'm like,
a net?
no. And then I pulled back, and so I just started ripping it. And I thought I was moving, but apparently not fast
Was
enough.
that a net as well?
No, that was that steel barricade at 12 different positions.
Oh, was steel? That's right.
So
I
I
go to
went,
that stage. I
so
really-
a lot of people went top down and then kind of zigzag backing up and down. I went left to right and then down, right to left, and then down, and just kind of went that way because I was already standing. My theory was go in, come out, go in, come out, go in, come out, just keep going at that same height. So when I take a knee, I'm good. That was my thoughts on that.
So somebody gave me the advice right before I went up to work in columns.
Yep.
Because your natural point of aim. would
That's-
be-
That's what someone said to me,
Yeah,
and I'm
I
like,
did.
I really don't.
I tried it. It felt pretty good. I did it with. I wish I went to my plate in a bag combo instead of a separate game changer.
Because I watched Tyler run it, and
He said the point of aim thing.
yeah, but Tyler was able to grab his bag and his rifle because he didn't have it attached, and he was just going super quick. I'm like, holy shit, I'm not that efficient.
Yeah.
I grab my rifle, grab my bag, throw the bag back down, go down, but he was just grabbing it and
What did
going.
you get on that stage? It was at a 12?
Yeah, 12 and
I think
12.
I got 10. I missed one and I didn't get my
I
last
got a
round.
9.
I didn't get my last round off because I short stroked it and it chucked the round and I was like, no! Trying to grab it and I'm like getting in like 5 seconds and I just didn't get it off. But
Yeah, I think I had 2. Like it kind of slid forward, going in and out so quick. I had 2 go in and I ejected it, but I was running a 14 round mag and I seen one. And I'm like, no big deal. I got 14 round mag, no big deal. Like, let's go. And then it happened again or something like that, and I didn't have my rounds that I needed.
I like that stage a lot.
I did too. It was a stable barricade, 12 rounds, 90 seconds.
I like lots of movement.
I wish I would have went first because I overthought that. I literally had that plate bag on there and then I took it off. Then I put it back on. I'm like, I'll take it off. And then I watched other people run it and I put it back on. It's just.
I would have run it again with the plate bag.
You would?
Yeah. I would.
Yeah.
And that's why it is, as I wouldn't say I did bad, but why I didn't do great on that stage is I ran out of time.
Yeah.
So.
Then stage 19, don't get lost. It would have don't get lost, but then they switched it up to go near to far during the stage brief.
I wonder if it was during the
So that
arc,
was
it was impossible.
77 to 239. Fired one shot from the barricade, then moved. Oh, because that was the barricade, then the water tank or
Water tank,
whatever, and then
water
back
tank.
up. So what we had to do is go top of the barricade, then to the water one on
On the
target
same
1.
one.
And then go up here for target 2, target 2, target 3, target 3. So you always went back down to that water tank. You guys can see it. But that one, I thought I was moving.
I thought I did good on that one too. I think I actually did good.
That was a fun stage.
Yeah.
It was fun, but I thought I was moving. Yeah, apparently I was not.
I think it was a good stage.
I think I
Happy
timed
you
out on
made
my
it.
last shot.
Did you? I think I timed out too.
I got through it and I dropped one shot on it, but it was.
Oh, nice.
Again, that after learning from the.
Yeah. Yeah.
Did you use plate bag then?
I used playback. Yeah.
See, I used my Schmedium
Yeah.
I used
because I was just rock solid on my Schmedium. That plate bag, I don't have as much of a solid position, so I got my Schmedium out and I was rock solid.
And that's most
So I
times.
didn't move quick enough.
Most times I'm not as solid with that plate bag, so I don't practice it that much.
Yep.
So that's, and I watched Victor, who has the same plate, same bag,
Mhm.
and he was like, no, he was rock steady. So I'm like, all right, I'm gonna give it a shot. And sure enough, it felt really
Felt good enough.
Yeah, I didn't miss. I didn't time out. I just dropped a shot.
Yeah, I moved used the Schmied bill. Ruth brought up a good point to me, and she said this in a lot of matches. And she's like, should never really try new gear at a big match.
Oh no.
And
Oh, I definitely did.
I did on the first stage. So
Speaking of which, do we need to get a mag for your rifle?
I think it works now.
Oh, okay.
I super glued
Yeah.
my mag latch.
Oh.
So the screw doesn't work, it's stripped. So I super glued it in place and it has held the last 5 stages of the day. So
All right, cool.
We may be running to Walmart and some JV.
Yeah, right. So stage 20, this would be your last one, right?
Yeah, that was my last one.
Oh, okay, so this was the barrels.
Yeah.
We've talked about this.
yeah, what's your opinion?
So you had to get in these barrels and shoot left. You'll see the video. You had to shoot hard left, and you had to get enough height to clear the barrel. And then you had to get out and then into another barrel and shoot a target far right, and then go out and then go prone-ish, or yeah, basically prone, and shoot in and out of these barrels. You couldn't be in front of it. You had to be in the barrel. Bipod, primary
couldn't
support.
be out of it, and you couldn't be too far forward, and you couldn't be too far back. Your barrel, I think you said you couldn't
Yeah.
protrude your barrel out of it.
That'd have been work. Were you crawling in there?
So you have a 26-inch barrel and you shove it in there. Hey, I mean, they said that everything the barrel has to be in the barrel. The barrel
Okay. I didn't catch that, but I knew you had to be in it, so you couldn't just scoot over.
I could have interpreted it wrong, but that's how I read
Yeah,
it.
gotcha.
They told us that your front support, whatever it is, has to be in the barrel.
Okay.
So.
Yep, that's what they told us.
Yeah. So
So
there's
we talked to Camden before, and she said you had to get your bipod up high. Make sure you get it in there as far as you can, angle it hard to right. And I watched a few people do that. Watched Paul do it. It looked like it worked. I'm like, okay, cool. And then I watched a couple people shoot the barrel.
Yeah, we had one guy shoot the barrel. That was the only real brain fart I had all day, where I got on the first
Were
barrel.
you the one guy?
No.
There wasn't just one guy. There's a lot of bullet holes in this
There's a
barrel.
lot of holes in that barrel.
Yeah, my squad, we had one guy hit it, but I didn't hit it. But when I got on the first target, I had a brain fart, and the two left-hand targets, I kept looking for XX when it's supposed to be MM,
Yep.
and I'm like, okay, so I kept seeing MM and trying to push further left, thinking there was another target further left. So I was just brain fart on the first target, and other than that, then I started doing real well once I realized what I was doing, and then it just timed out.
See, for me, I thought it was a good stage. You disagree. But championship match, I think it should be that kind of level of difficulty of you need to pay attention to where your muscle's at. Because for me, I was able to get up high enough. I watched other people do it. Got my bipod nice and tall. And then on my dope card, I write all the placards and the yardages and the dope, all that stuff. So thank God I did, because I got on XX, because you had MM, XX, and then you had the other ones over there, whatever they were. But I got on there, and I'm on it, I about closed my bolt, and I'm like, look, because my dope card's up here, so I just looked to the left, I'm like, I need MM, not XX. So then I took my head off, or moved over, I'm like, okay, and then closed the bolt, and then went down on it. And it's like, oh, thank God I had it written down, so I could tell it was, okay, I need to be on MM, not XX.
Yeah, I thought it was a good stage. I mean, every nationals I've shot has always had some sort of, I call it space crunch or something, where you get, where you're kind of pressed up against, and you may have to shoot left-handed because you're up against the right side of a, or up against a box or barricade or something like that. I think that was.
So, this is my channel, I don't care, go ahead.
Okay. So I did not like this stage. So I think it could have been a great stage. One, I shot terrible. That was because I broke rule number 1 and used someone else's bipod. I used a skypod.
Oh, okay.
Never used a skypod before. Everything was loose on it, so I guess I was supposed to tighten everything down. I didn't. So I get in there, very first position. The thing goes like this, and then go like it was
Just
terrible.
slid and dove on him.
Oh yeah. So I did. So that was 100% my fault. That's not why I did not like the stage. I did terrible. My own fault. The reason why I did not like the stage is the amount of shooters that shot the barrel. That again, so it was a barrel like 1, 2, and then 3 in the bottom.
Mm-hmm.
If they would have just turned it 5 degrees, then the stage would have been fine. My concern, because I get
people may have hit the other one.
you could. You're right.
Yeah.
My concern is, as from a match structure point of view, that most matches you go to, if you shoot a prop, that is a match DQ. The amount
And we
of
had someone in our squad even say
The
that
amount
at his
of-
matches, as a match director, he DQs them if you hit the prop.
and there wasn't just 1, 2.
Oh.
There was probably a good 20 plus holes in there.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
If not, I mean, how many times at that point, I mean, it almost became like a hole.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that was the reason why I didn't like it, because I think it was the first position was an unsafe position. I know you're saying like that there's always a stage that's kind of tight.
Mm-hmm.
I think it was just a little too tight.
Yeah, and I think most of the matches in the past where it's tight, it's not so much the gun in some weird, because in this case it was the gun trying to get it through that angle. And, most cases it's like me, where you're in some sort of box where you crawl in there and you make your
Like the doghouse.
Like,
at
as I say, like a
Wisconsin
doghouse,
Burning.
yeah.
like a doghouse where
Yeah.
you know, for a right-handed shooter you're on the left side some port with
And
your barrel
it forces
sticking
you
out,
to go left or something.
but you're shooting a target to the right, so therefore you can't fit your body over there, so you end up shooting left-handed.
Yep.
So,
And I try to manipulate that at
Yeah.
my place. Is I got in Nashville at the NRL22 championship in Nashville.
Yep.
They had something called the crack house,
Yeah.
and they had it to where you had one target way over here, another target way over here, but you had to shoot this target from this porthole, and then shoot this target in porthole. So you
Yeah.
could go strong side, but then they had it angled so far you couldn't get strong side. You had to go weak or
And
whatever.
I like that. Like,
Yeah.
you forcing the shooter to go weak side.
Yeah.
Even if you went weak side there,
Yep.
it was still a crunch. That was my only problem with the stage was
Mhm.
from a match director's point of view, and the amount of people I saw skyloading there,
Mhm.
the amount of people who shot the barrel. I feel like
Yeah.
that's just an unsafe position 1. The
Yep.
rest was good. The one position 1 I think was unsafe, and that's why I did not like that stage.
And people had to skyload because
You didn't have to, but it made it way easier. But, I
But
just,
you couldn't close your bolt
Yeah.
because you had to be far enough ahead not to strike the barrel. But you couldn't get your bolt forward and then close it because it was in the barrel. Your bolt's out of the barrel, now it goes in the barrel.
You could, because Tyler had it perfect.
Yeah.
Where Tyler had it just enough back where his bolt was just outside the barrel of the material, and he did it fine.
Mhm.
So it was
That's where I was,
possible.
but-
Yeah, I
The
felt mine too.
majority of the shooters, I would say, at least that I saw,
They were pushing
Skyloading?
and then getting over.
Mhm.
I saw a number of people that were had the stock in their right shoulder. They would have this hand somewhere gripping the back of the barrel, and they had to literally reach up and over
Yep.
to, because there was no room for their hand to run the bolt.
Yep.
And then they were pulling the trigger with left hand.
yeah, I did. I canted,
Yeah.
got on target, closed the bolt, and then tried to do. But then again,
Then your
my
bipod
bipod fell over. So
Yeah.
again, I did terrible on stage. But I mean, yeah.
I liked it because there was some really good shooters. This is what I was talking about earlier. There were some really good shooters in my squad, and they walked away with the 3, 4,
Yeah,
5,
some
and
clean
I
it.
shot a 9.
People,
Yeah.
then people clean it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and
So-
like Greg Stewart, he went up there, and I don't know, if like we were talking about, maybe mentally degraded, not staying hydrated or whatever it was, or just end of the day.
Yeah.
He shot wrong target. Like you were looking at the XX. Well,
Yeah.
he shot the XX,
Ah.
and then they didn't call it back, so he moved. Oh, here it is. Engaged, and then he went to the other one.
This one.
No, that's not mine. And then got those. Then he went down here, and then he shot the VV instead of the XX. And he's like, boom. He's like, that was an impact. No one said anything. And I'm like, you know, I'm after him, so I seen it, you know, and I'm like, you know, you can't say anything at this type of match. And then he just like sent it like right away, like screw all y'all, sent it right away. That was another impact. And then the RO goes, wrong target. Duh! Oh, yeah, that's on me. And then he continues on. And he got up, he was lighthearted, he wasn't throwing fit, so great job with
typical
Greg.
Greg Stewart.
But yeah, it was just like, dang it, that was on
He
me.
caught it.
Yeah.
I'm kind of happy that the bipod failed for me because so on my dope card it was like what XX.
I already switched.
There's something right like that, right?
Yep.
Well, there was one that was VV, so I wrote W. Apparently on my dope card.
Yeah.
So I'd be like,
VV.
fuck's the W? Like, I'm so happy I didn't get there. So I'd be like, you guys are like, this guy's a moron. Like, where the fuck's the W?
Where's the W?
There's no W. There's just two V's. So I'm happy I didn't get that far.
Yeah. So the last stage for us that you get to shoot first tomorrow is stage 1. Lucky draw for you guys, huh? So stage 1, 8 rounds. It ate a lot of people's lunch. We get up there, we got a wagon ride all the way there.
It was such an easy
201 yards,
That's not far.
rock solid prop.
Good sized target, I thought. A little, maybe a tad.
8/10 wide at 201.
It's a diamond.
Yeah, a diamond. But it was completely in a bay. And I went up there and talked to Camden, and she was like, the wind's tough. And I'm looking at my flag, I'm like, are you sure? She's like, yeah, the wind is tough. And she's like, it was when we were there.
You hit those berms.
I know. I know. And so I was like, okay. Well, then we talked about it. We're looking at Mirage. We're trying to figure it out. Guy goes up. I think it was Tyler. Goes up. Miss.
Oh, no. It was, what's the guy wearing the red, his daughter is in a different squad. She's
Mark
Wright.
Mark Wright.
Oh.
I think he missed every shot.
Yeah.
He was one of the first ones up. He missed.
And then Greg and I were talking. Yeah. And then Greg and I were talking about like.
Mark's a damn good shooter.
Yeah.
And Greg was like, hey, if I miss 1 or 2 shots, I'm putting one in the dirt. I gotta put one in the dirt. I'm like, yeah, at this rate, because then Tyler went up and he was miss. I think he got like 50%. He missed his first 4 shots, but then when he found it, he found it.
Yeah.
And then Greg and I were on the ground just watching Mirage, and then it was like, oh, it looks like it's left or right. We can just go 2 times left. And then someone went up and they cleaned it. I think it was Chris, maybe.
I think he dropped.
I don't know, but like someone went up and just wham. It's like, okay, let's talk to them.
Yeah.
And so then we went cold because of a target failure on another one, and then I think one other guy went, and then Greg went.
Brody did really good.
Yeah.
Brody did really good on it.
Yeah.
But his.
Oh, he was after me. I gave him the win call. Of course he did.
But the whole. So, you said because on my dope card to the same thing, 2 tenths left because spin drift, no win.
Yep.
You did decent, didn't you?
Yeah.
Okay. Brody did. He said that didn't work for me. It was because he missed the first couple shots.
Yeah.
Dead center was his.
Yeah. That's
then when I shot, it was 6/10 right to left.
Yeah.
So I was off the right side of the plate, hitting the right edge. It took me 5 shots to get on target. And I'm like, what the heck? And the shooters before me, they were dead on, and then the other one was right, and the other one was left. So I'm like,
it was tough.
I don't know
Like
if it
the
was
whole
my
squad in
gun.
front of us
What was
rough. Your nose burned. You can't tell.
No, the
The prop. What was the prop?
It's a metal prop. It's like a barricade. It's
like all the other barricades are super
it's
stable.
sturdy. There's actually like a little.
8 positions. You just go up and down and around.
There's 9 positions. You only have to use 8.
Yeah, 9 positions.
There's technically this rope-looking thing that's not rope. It's like metal.
It's a steel cable.
No one used it.
She's over there rocking the whole barricade. She's like, it's stable.
Yeah. But no one used it.
No one wanted to trust it.
Yeah. That was one thing I wanted to point out where I really like about. This is only the second East Coast match I shot.
Yeah.
And it seems like the way they do it back here, nobody's allowed to touch a prop.
I love that.
I love that.
Yeah.
I hate pre-staging.
Yep.
At our matches.
So 90-second stages, no pre-staging.
Yep.
Yeah.
Hey, you get up there, you shoot. All right, you're
You
done.
can't even-
Next person.
Technically, they didn't.
We're already
They
there.
didn't even want you stepping on the artificial grass in front of the prop
Right.
Yep.
to get like a. You couldn't touch nothing.
Yep.
Yeah.
Because
I like
I'm
that.
used to at matches, I don't mess around with the props at
Yep.
the stage. But my rifle's heavy. I always come up to a stage, I load and make ready. Yep. Set my bag down the prop, grab, load, grab it.
Yep.
You couldn't even do that. So I was like trying to battle. I'm like,
Yeah,
oh
grab
god,
it.
this is. But again, that's
Yeah.
fine. I just thought
Yeah.
that was kind of like.
As long as they keep it consistent.
But all their props, I
like
think,
that.
were sturdy.
Yeah.
I really don't think like you. There's matches you go to and it's a metal barricade, and you lean into it, and the thing's like.
Yeah.
You're like, this is metal.
I mean, the only thing I think would have been really kind of helpful to do would be the net. To see how, like, if you were able to go up and play with it and see how much you load into it.
So what you're talking about the
That cargo net type of
the
one.
RO for us,
Yeah.
when he was doing the briefing, kind of grabbed it
Yeah,
and shook
he did-
it.
he did first.
Okay, because I watched him, I'm like, well, that looks pretty.
Yeah, everybody's like,
Yeah, I'm like, can you work a little bit more?
But yeah, I mean, I there's so many matches out west where it's like, because I kind of get up there, write my dope, get my stuff done, go. All right, I blazed everything.
you go up there and poke it and jiggle
Well,
it.
I don't really do all that stuff. I kind of
Yeah.
try to play by the rules where I just shoot most matches. And so I'm getting my stuff down. It's all right, I'm ready to go. All right, let's sit here and wait for 10 minutes for everybody else to
Yeah,
And
go
it's just-
up there and
Yeah.
I don't think you should be. Like maybe an NRL
I like
monthly
this
match.
style.
An NRL monthly
Yeah.
match is for newer shooters. I
Yep.
understand pre-teaching. I
Yeah.
know that's not in the rules anymore. I
Yep.
don't think, but I could understand it.
But that's also standard barricades too. Like
Correct.
guys like us know
Yes,
what they're
yes.
packing.
Now when you're talking
chair,
about
tank
Yeah.
trap,
an X
ladder.
match, a national match, oh, I love this. I
Yeah.
love how no one can go up there. Today went by very quick.
Yep.
12 stages and not
90-second par times,
Yes.
no pre-staging.
Yep. But it went by. I mean, what we started at 8 o'clock was the official start time,
Yeah.
and we were done by
Yeah, I guess I didn't look.
4 o'clock. 4 o'clock.
Yeah. Well, 4.
Yeah. Which for 12 stages, that's not bad.
Because we were back here
With-
eating at
with
what,
huge
5:10,
squads.
5:50?
With 12.
With 12-person squads.
12
So very well done.
squads, yeah.
Yeah.
Because so like we had so Jason was at the Pro Series finale like a month ago,
Mhm.
and it was a long day. 11 stages.
But you were smart and said it's going to be all day. You didn't tell people, oh yeah, well we're going to be done by 2, 3 o'clock.
Our
And then,
stages
oh,
are-
we're there till 6.
our
No,
stages
you're
are-
like, it's going to be all day, guys.
Yeah.
And they were 2-minute long.
Yeah.
But I think in the future for us, I like the 1 minute 30, 1 minute 45.
And you said no pre-staging at yours.
I didn't know. Yeah.
Yeah.
I
And
like
the
those.
ROs today were just on the ball.
Yep.
Yeah, one was like, you need to be up here with your rifle. It's like,
Yeah.
okay.
One gave me a break because it was right when the rain started, and I was
Oh.
the first one up,
Yeah.
and I was like ready to go, and he goes, "You can take a second. Like this
Yeah.
sucks. Like I'm like
Yeah.
thank you, please,"
Yeah.
because it was like.
I was shooting in the rain. I don't know if Ariana got footage of that, but it was like, well, I'm up. Let's go.
Yeah, ROs did a fantastic job.
Yep.
I mean,
Great job.
You know, nobody was being pushy. You know, they were being,
Yep.
they were
Good,
moving stuff along.
fair.
They were good. They were
Yep.
fair. They were all of them were super happy to be here.
Yep.
So it was really cool. And you can see our whole squad too every time. Hey, ROs, thank you, and everybody's where you from, and
Yep.
it's what I love about the sport. How it's a big, huge family. I mean,
Yep.
we're a huge. I mean, we're here at Nationals. We're a family of like 300 people out here.
Yeah.
You know,
We're all here doing the same
Yeah.
thing for the same reason.
Yeah.
We love it.
I want to
That's
keep,
good
you know, we all want to keep the sport going.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We all might be competing against each other, but at the end of the day, it's like, I think 99% of us get along with each other.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
There's always one oddball out, but
Yeah,
for the most part,
yeah.
almost everyone gets along. So, no, I think that was good. So that was the first 12 stages.
Yep. We
We have
got 8
8.
tomorrow.
And then, yeah, that's really about
Then
it.
awards, and then head back to the airport.
Then rehydrate.
Yeah, great. Probably take a shower, then head back to the airport.
Yeah.
The shower was the best part of the day.
Yeah. Gosh, yeah.
Getting home and showering.
Everything was just so. Oh gosh.
I will tell you though, like you take your cooling towel, courtesy of Voodoo.
Yeah. Thanks, Voodoo, for that. That was awesome.
Your
I left
cooler
my
towel.
hole here.
And dunk it in a cooler full of cold water and throw it over your neck.
Yeah.
That was.
Someone was complaining that the cooler was a little yellow, and I'm like,
Did you
drink
see
the water.
all the
not
coolers at the end of the day?
Oh.
They were muck.
Oh,
Like it was
really?
mucky. It was like turned to swamp water. I'm like,
Oh, yeah.
maybe that's nasty.
It was cold swamp water though.
It was.
But yeah, great job keeping all the waters full, all the ice full. Because even in the last stage of the day, we were
still
full.
cold coolers.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
We went and bought a cooler, filled it with ice and put waters in it because I was worried
Yeah.
that, because I mean,
Have you been to a match without enough water?
the Pro Series finale had about 500 waters we went through, all of them were 100 series. I miscalculated.
We were out of water by like 2 o'clock. Yeah, but
Yeah.
it was a.
And that's a lesson learned. I will buy a pallet. I mean,
I've been to matches where we're running out of water, so it's something I always kind of like.
And then you were driving around, and you're like, oh, I got a case of water in the back, and I just grabbed 3. And I'm like, I'm sorry.
oh no, you're good.
Gotta watch out for number 1, you know? It's like,
after today,
oh, yeah.
after today,
I'm not dehydrating.
after today with the humidity and how much water I drink, I don't think I'll ever make that mistake again at a match.
Yeah.
Because I mean, again, like I've been to a lot of big matches, like X matches and stuff, but they're never. Like, I don't like humidity. We're in North Carolina in July. It's 85% humidity. And
People were complaining about that last year at Nationals in Missouri.
Missouri?
They're like, you're gonna have it in July in North Carolina. I'm like, let's go.
Yeah.
Be alright.
Yeah.
I think it was a good day. At the end of it, I'm looking forward to. I'm really interested to see. Do we think any people are going to pull out and not do that?
I bet there should be I bet there's probably at least a dozen that don't show up tomorrow. If you take the whole course,
Really?
you know,
There's
probably at least 10 to 12 that don't show up tomorrow.
No, again, I don't know the whole gist of it. I just looked at the scores. I don't know if it's just maybe shooters who show up. There's a lot of DQs. Like, probably 10.
That's the one thing I don't like about some matches is they say you get 1 strike, 2nd strike you're out type of deal.
Now, again, this
But
could be people
they
that show
don't.
up.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, but you don't know that they got a 1st strike. I went to one of Jim C's match. In your match book, he had on the back 2 boxes. If you do something stupid,
Yeah.
that RO, I need your matchbook. They put next to there. So then when you're 3-4 stages later, you do something stupid again, it's not another first warning. It is, I need your matchbook. Oh, this is your second strike?
Yeah, Ruth and Justin's Ultra
I like
match,
that.
they have a group chat with all the ROs, and they will go, this person, warning. So they all see it,
Yep.
and they come up, all right, we know what. So
Yeah.
I hope those people actually weren't DQ'd, maybe they just got too hot or whatever, and they DQ'd
Yeah.
scores, because that is an error, like,
Or they didn't show up.
that's, well, I've seen matches where, like, people instead of leaving them blank, they'll DQ if not showing up. So hopefully that can not many people got DQ'd.
Yeah.
Looking forward to tomorrow. Should
Yeah.
be fun. You're right behind us. So
Yep.
we're kind of with you. Yeah. Are we gonna do a breakdown after, or you're gonna head out?
Depends what time we're done. He thinks I'd be done by noon.
You guys flying out tomorrow night?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, we're going to the airport because we got like a 6 a.m. flight or something like that.
Mine's not till 5 o'clock at night, so I have time.
Okay.
We got a
Worst case
6
we
a.m.
could-
flight, so we're
I'm like
not.
you, I don't fly out till tomorrow night.
Yeah.
Or Monday night, so yeah.
So we could, worst case, we could do it on Zoom call. I think it'd be cool to have a full
Yeah.
match.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, thanks for coming, Greg.
Thank you,
Let's
Greg.
go watch the Wallies.
Let's do this again.
One time, baby!